Hello, I'm Sheena, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Inflation Watch, where Bank of Jamaica highlights the factors that influence price movements in Jamaica. At May 2024, headline or annual inflation, which is the general rate of increase in the prices of goods and services as measured over a 12-month period by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, otherwise known as STATIN, was 5.2%. This is excellent news as it marks the fourth consecutive month of lower inflation and the third consecutive month that inflation has remained within Bank of Jamaica's inflation target range of, you got it, 4 to 6%. When inflation is within this band, we consider price increases to be stable and predictable. Inflation at May 2024 was primarily driven by increased prices for certain food items, including fruits such as oranges, ripe bananas, and pineapples, as well as cereal and cereal products, including rice, bread, and other bakery products. The inflation outturn was also influenced by higher electricity rates, as well as the increase in fares for route and hackney carriage taxes that was implemented in October 2023. The outturn for May was lower than the 5.3% recorded at April 2024 and was well below the peak of 11.8% recorded in April 2022. This lower inflation at May was supported by BOJ's tight monetary policy. That policy includes, number one, reducing Jamaican dollar liquidity in the financial system. Number two, holding steady at 7% the policy interest rate. That's the interest rate paid by BOJ on the current accounts that deposit-taking institutions have at the central bank. And number three, maintaining a relatively stable foreign exchange rate, which continued to reduce the impact of imported inflation. Now that you are aware of the factors that influence the inflation rate at May 2024, let's check in with my co-host BJ. In this episode, he takes the inflation story and information about monetary policy to the market.
The food look good, Marcia, but we notice that some prices gone up and some drop.
Yes, BJ. When the farmers get good weather and produce more, the price drop. But when them have bad weather, like the recent drought, them don't get to reap as much and the price go up.
That is a big part of the inflation story. You remember from our last talk that food prices have a heavy weight in the consumer price index that Statin used to measure inflation. It's a good thing Bank of Jamaica managed inflation with their monetary policy.
Monetary policy? What that now, BJ?
Well, BOJ takes certain actions to keep inflation low and stable at between 4 and 6%. You're catching on, Marcia. Some of those actions include managing demand to keep it in line with the supply that you just mentioned. When BOJ want to reduce inflation, they do a couple things, like 1, paying a higher policy interest rate on the accounts banks have at BOJ. That encourages banks to charge more interest on loans and encourage people to borrow less and save more. 2, BOJ also pay more interest on investments in what they call the money market. That also encourages people to invest and save more and cut back on spending. And 3, BOJ sell foreign exchange to help keep the exchange rate stable. That help ensure that the price of things we import don't go up too much. Those actions are part of what they call tight monetary policy.
So BJ,
Marcia, half a run. Next time I tell you how monetary policy work when inflation not too high.
alright BJ, next time.
Wow, that was a very informative conversation. Thanks BJ and Marcia. And that's a wrap for Inflation Watch this month. Join us again next time when Bank of Jamaica will bring you another episode of Inflation Watch, where we track inflation and explore the factors influencing price changes in Jamaica. I'm Sheena, and until next time, walk good. Join us next month on Inflation Watch to see what the inflation number will be.